Mob Psycho 100 has always been one of my favorite anime. I actually gave it the #1 rank in my old top 10 anime of 2016. Jesus, you guys remember when I did top 10s? Let's just forget about that. But unfortunately, it's no longer one of my favorite anime anymore. Because, well, it's obviously surpassed by its second season, of course. Oh my god, guys, this show is just setting record after record. It's so incredible, I could do 100 videos on the show. But alas, I don't have time for that, so I need to nitpick the topics that I cover. And honestly, I couldn't think of a better place to start than how Mob Psycho 2 crafts a fight. But first, a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Verve. Verve is a video streaming platform that's available on almost all of your devices. They have a lot of channels to choose from, my personal favorites being High Dive, Boomerang, and of course, Crunchyroll. It's a platform that not only has a ton of anime to choose from, but a lot of other shows that you may be interested in. But of course, including Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. Not to mention they've got offline viewing, ad-free content, and even first access to new content. So if you're interested, feel free to use my link at verve.co/manime to get a free 30-day ad-free trial of Verve Premium. Once again, that's verve.co/manime, or just check the description for the link. So for those of you who aren't quite caught up on Mob Psycho 2, fix that, like seriously. But the show is mostly a continuation of Mob's moral development from the previous season. Whereas the previous season mostly focused on how Mob pushed his body to develop, this season's focus has been much more about how Mob's morals have developed. The show's main philosophy is, well, don't be a self-centered piece of shit, which is a mentality that Mob forces onto every character he meets, leading me onto the morals of the fights. Every character we meet that Mob fights in the second season is sporting some sort of moral code against mobs. Almost every single one demands that they must either be special or all-powerful, or everyone has their same flaw. Yet Mob is quite literally their walking contradiction. Shimazaki is just careless and does what he does for fun since he's so powerful. He acts like he's this nihilist who doesn't care about what happens to those around him and himself. Yet when Mob walks up and confronts him, all of a sudden he realizes that he values his own life and ditches, throwing away that fake nihilistic view the second he himself is in any sort of real danger. Suzuki is similar. Granted, as of the making of this video, he has yet to fight Mob, but his morals demand that everyone is significantly weaker than him. That he is some godlike being with no man coming even close to his power. And I think we all know that Mob is at least near him in raw strength, already contradicting his godlike beliefs. Mogami is the final character in this argument. He has the ability to put Mob through a similar situation that he had lived through, and instead of giving in, Mob is able to fight back and act differently, granted with a little bit of help. My point with this is that every fight is a battle to prove each character's moral codes, giving all the fights some serious weight. Mob is this walking contradiction to these characters that prove just how flawed their morals are. Because Mob doesn't believe he is the strongest in the world. He doesn't abuse his powers to get ahead in life. He doesn't act like he is some special person and that the world owes him something. When Mob needs something, he works for it. And when he sees other people abusing their powers, he not only defeats them, he brings them back to reality. Now, I just also need to talk about the art of these fights. Mob Psycho's art just takes these fights from a 10 to an 11. Just, oh my god, this art is on another level. First off is the fight choreography. Basically, what that is while they're in combat, we know where the characters are and how they are moving. Sounds simple enough, but a lot of shows manage to mess this up. I won't list any names, but there are some shows that are well known for their fights, but manage to screw it up a lot. An excellent example of this done well is episode 9 with the fight between Hanazawa and Shimazaki. The characters' movements and pacing are clean and fully animated. This is despite Shimazaki being a teleporter. We comprehend where they are both moving and how they are attacking each other. Not to mention, on top of that, we quickly understand the layout of the location in which they are fighting, and it's even used in the fight. The fight is short but incredible to watch, and we get to see just how powerful both characters are. The other major component is the art's stylization of these fights. Now, I know there's a lot of back and forth about the art quality of the show during the normal scenes. I'm personally on the side that values the style of this show during the slower parts, but there isn't much debate about how amazing the stylization of the art is during the fights themselves. There is no shortage of gorgeous visuals during these battles, often just straight up breaking every rule in the book to get these gorgeous shots of Mob as he crushes his opponents. This show uses the animation medium to the absolute fullest to get some of the most gorgeous fights in anime. These elongated movements, the massive shockwaves, the geometric breakdowns, all just flow into something that is this experimental art style that not only looks awesome, but just feels truly powerful. This amazing art style, the battle of morals, the choreography, all add up and create some of the most enthralling fights I've seen in anime. The amount of passion that has been poured into this season just seems to keep compounding into more and more amazing episodes and, of course, fights. At the end of the day, I just have to admit, Mob Psycho just isn't the show it used to be. Because, much to our surprise, it managed to find a way to become even better. Thank you guys for watching, and once again, a huge thank you to Verve for sponsoring this week's video. If you're interested in that free 30-day trial of Verve Premium, feel free to check out my link I have in the description. Oh man, I'm just so hyped for the final episode of Mob Psycho 100. I personally believe Mob's is gonna beat this guy into submission, but I'm kinda curious to see what you guys' theories are, so feel free to type those down in the comments below. A huge thank you to my patrons, you guys are my heroes. Speaking of which, if you're interested in seeing how I edit, joining our exclusive Discord, or simply supporting the channel, feel free to join me on Patreon. Make sure you guys share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Manime Matt. Make sure you guys stay man and go watch that goddamn anime.